Wildwood is a 87 unit development that we did on Lake Whatcom, which is a lake nearby. It's a pretty high-end vacation resort. It's got 87 lots on it, and on each of those lots we have a park model unit. West Coast Homes has built close to 40 of those units that are in that park. Wildwood used to be an RV campground. In fact, I grew up camping there during the summers in my youth, and I think it just came up for sale, and there was a few gentlemen that kind of got together and had this idea of, I think originally they just thought about buying it and fixing it up. And once they started digging into what that would take, they kind of landed on the fact, hey, let's up the ante and do some more permanent style units, ultimately to get a better return out of their investment. You know, when you're dealing with an RV campground, you've got a lot higher turnaround. So typically, you know, people come and go a lot more. If you go the park model route, it's a lot more of a more permanent structure than a typical RV. You're not going to have that same turnaround. You're going to have a lot more steady income as far as payment. And then another aspect to it is, yeah, it kind of depends on what the developer wants to do as far as if they want to hold the property. In the case of Wildwood, they actually condominiumize the whole area, and then you actually sell the dirt, and then they get this lot in there that they physically own, and they can put their own park model on it. And a benefit to that is, you know, it gives people an opportunity to own their own piece of land. And typically when someone owns something, they take a lot better care of it than when they're just renting it from somebody. So you can kind of build a more high-end park as far as you've got people that are committed to staying there and wanting to make it look nice and keep the value high. And then also with park models, they're just built a lot better quality than an RV, so the longevity of them lasts. They look a lot nicer, I would say, than an RV, especially when you talk about long-term RVs. People tend to scab on decks and roofs, and they look not super appealing, whereas if you get tiny homes and park models, they already look somewhat like a house. They last a lot longer. It creates a nicer environment.